Welcome back, ghouls and goblins. I hope you're having a magical day. Thank you for taking the time to support the channel. We are back with a new Mythic rank, Magic the Gathering Arena deck. It's mono red aggro. Ooh-wee, it is a hot one. We'll break down the deck list, talk about the strategies, the synergies, showcase this within our gameplay footage against the best decks and players in the world right now, wrapping up with our final thoughts, deck review, and of course our channel news. Make sure to like the video to help support future content, and let's take a look at mono red aggro in Brothers War Standard Best of 1. Of course, as this video ages, the deck will become more viable in other formats, but we've got about 2 years until we get there, right? So for now, it's a standard deck. You could play it in Alchemy if you want, personally, I kind of avoid Alchemy unless there's a brand new release that comes out, which we should be having that Brothers War Alchemy release coming out soon. So stay tuned for more on that. For now, like I said, we're in a standard Best of 1. We have a 2.2 average mana value with 17 creatures and 19 non-creatures, 24 land, just to make sure things are consistent. Recently, I've been thinking that there's a little more land than I would like. However, that's kind of how that thing goes until you trim one, and then it's like, where's all my land at, right? So, we're making do with 24, but in the future, and as we, go through the deck and today's gameplay footage, we'll talk more about this when we wrap up, how to really optimize the deck as much as possible. But before then, we just want to make sure that it's consistent. And you know what? It might actually be better this way. And that's kind of the argument, right? Like, do we go try to fully optimize it, or for like, consecutive, non-stoppable damage because you're not top decking those lands, right? Or do you just want to make sure that you're getting that turn 1 through 5 every single time? It's, the argument in Magic is old as time, and today's results may actually, present a counter argument to me wanting to trim lands, because we are winning a lot of games and a lot of them quite quickly as well, which is really nice. So let me know what you guys think. I'm perplexed here. I don't really know, and I guess that's something that we can probably go ahead and test in the future. 2 different versions of the deck. Let's test win rates. Field them both out. Future work today. This is what you're dealing with, and by no means is it bad. I'm just always, my brain is broken, right? And it's like we can improve it no matter what, and that's a potential way I would go. However, we're going to need to talk about the deck first, right? Before we're improving it, let's actually just showcase it. HGD, that would be great. If you could do that, that'd be fantastic, right? So, the Defiler of Instinct. This is my main boy. 4 mana, 4/4, first strike, which people are forgetting about, oddly enough. As an additional cost to cast a red permanent spell, you may pay 2 life. Those spells will cost for 1 red source or mountain from your pool less if you paid life this way. This effect only will reduce the cost of red mana that we pay, and whenever you cast a permanent spell, the Defiler will deal 1 damage to any target, right? So this 1 damage is dealt to our opponent regardless whether we're paying that mana or not. And then it's Mechanized Warfare for 3 mana. This is a new card, an enchantment, and whenever a red or artifact source you control would deal damage to an opponent, or a permanent an opponent controls, it's going to deal that much damage plus 1 instead, right? So this Defiler can hit any target, which is fantastic. So whether we need to clean up a planeswalker, whether we need to clean up some creatures that our opponent is in control of, or just hammer home to that end zone, the Defiler of Instinct is going to really help us get the job done there. And then that Warfare is really helping accent that, increasing that damage output, which is really cool. In similar aspect, but not quite as good, it's the Kessig Flamebreather for 2, a 1/3, and whenever you cast a non-creature spell, the Flamebreather will deal 1 damage to each opponent. So, A, not any target, and B, it's non-creature, not permanent. So there are creatures that we have in the deck that will not trigger the Flamebreather that would, of course, trigger the Defiler. Keep this in mind. However, let's look at the deck. We've got Fable of the Mirrorbreaker, we've got Chandra, we've got the Warfare, Play with Fire, Kumano, Hammerhand. That is still a lot of things that will trigger the Flamebreather for us, and of course, that damage is basically doubled through the Mechanized Warfare. Keep in mind that all 3 of these are non-legendary. They can stack up. Oh-wee. Now that's what we're looking to accomplish here, right? And then, just dealing a bunch of damage to our opponents. One of my favorite things here is going to be Squee, Dubious Monarch, with the Warfare, because Squee can make a red goblin every turn. And that Warfare, red source, so, you know, Squee's now dealing 3, the Goblins dealing 2, and we can continue to make more Goblins. So, you know, Squee is just literally in love with the Mechanized Warfare. It's fantastic together. We really do enjoy it, right? Of course, Chandra is going to be really good here as well, plussing 1 mana to our pool and then 1 damage to our opponent. It's going to trigger the Breather. It's going to trigger the Instinct. That Warfare, you know, is going to help increase the damage output that she's, you know, capable of. We could also draw a card into exile if it's red, play it. And then finally, if we are lucky enough to get that ultimate, which is unlikely that they survive that long, exiling the top 5 cards of our library for -7, and you may cast red spells from among them. Getting an emblem with whenever you cast a red spell, this emblem will deal X damage to any target, where X is the amount of mana spent on that spell, right? So, you know, that's just popping off with the Warfare again to deal damage to our opponent, right? So it's really easy to just, here's 20 damage, deal with it, dude. I hope you've got some life gain, or, you know, or are killing us faster, which is uncommon. All right, so, you know, aside from that, Kumano's going to deal 1 damage. This is really, really nice because, you know, again, it can trigger the Breather. It can trigger the Instinct. You know, the Warfare can increase its damage output, all for 1 mana, right? So really, really good. And then the +1/+1 when we play our next creature. You know, this is fantastic as well. And then finally, it's going to be a 2/2. And if something would die from a source that we controlled or take damage, it's going to go into exile instead, right? So that's fantastic. The Phoenix is a 1/1 with flying and haste, can't block. Play it from the grave. If you have 3 or more attacking creatures for 2, it's going to enter with an additional +1 counter on it. Really good consistent damage, and, you know, it's not uncommon to have this Phoenix start hitting for 3, start hitting for 4, which is fantastic. Play with fire, 2 damage to any target. If it was a player, scry 1. Very cool. All for 1 mana, which is nice. The Excavator for 2, it's a 2/2 with haste. Cannot block, and whenever it is dealt damage, it's going to exile that many cards off the top of your library, and you can play those to the end of your next turn, which is fantastic, right? Playing 1 of them, that is. You get to choose 1. The Flamebreather, we already talked about this. Kiki Jiki. For 3 mana, you make a 2/2. Then you draw and discard, which is really good with the Phoenix chick. It's really good with Squee to fill our graveyard up, right? They can go into the graveyard freely and be recast from the graveyard while we are continuing to draw through our deck for more value. Beautiful, right? And then finally, you know, the Reflection can copy the Defiler, which is a lot of fun. It can copy the Flamebreather as well, and then you cast some more spells and just, you know, kind of pop off that way, which is a lot of fun. Chandra, we already talked about. The Warfare, we talked about. And the Defiler we talked about, right? So a very simple deck. The Defiler is nice because you can immediately attack with haste through the Hammerhand. That's why this is here. You know, it's also going to stop one of their creatures from blocking, which is really cool. So, you know, triggering our creatures like the Defiler, like the Flamebreather, giving haste to one of them as well, which is cool. And stopping one of their creatures from blocking, which is going to increase our damage output at the end of the day as well. So this deck is fantastic, you know. Yes, we may trim lands, but at the end of the day, right now, it's working very well. And, you know, if you're looking to climb rank, if you're not in Mythic yet, check it out. This is the one for you. If you like mono red, like if you like, you know, 2-minute matches, this will be fantastic, right? So enjoy. Like I said, make sure to like the video to help support, you know, myself and future content. That's fantastic. Thank you so much. And let's play some Magic, yeah? All right, we're going to go first here. And, well, what a beautiful curve it is. And we're going to need it against a top 400 player. Oh my gosh. Let's see what it takes to be ranked 400. Mono black. Oh, it's a mono red deck too. We're in good company. Let's first hit for 1. Flamebreather out. Maybe we lose the check. Maybe they hold it. Maybe they burn our face in. Hey! Have we built a good deck? Case can stay in hand. And for 1. Do they have a Mechanized Warfare? Oh. Do they just double down on this? Okay. Cool, dude. What are the chances? Shuffler's fine. Don't ask questions. Big time plays here.
by our opponent this turn. Wow. Yeah, that's something for sure. Let's see if they have more spells. I mean, they played a lot of what they did have. 3 spells last turn. And they still have more cards in hand than us. What the? That's how that's supposed to work, yeah? Yeah? Okay, cool. Just making sure, you know. Sometimes I get confused pretty easily, so. Okay, we're alright, we're alright, we're alright. Let's smash. Down to 11. A lot of the same cards we're seeing here. Nothing for 1, but they probably combo in for 2. They're trying to get that block through the reflection, right? But if they could kill it, they could kill it anyways. Kill the Defiler instead. Makes sense. Not great for us. Okay. Good game. So we have Kiki, which they didn't kill, and that's what the oops was about. Top 400 player. Boom! Our red deck's better. Defiler of Instinct. Soloing them. But we can Kiki the Defiler, right? We can play this Mechanized Warfare for 1, right? On top of 3 Defilers, so that's 3 damage, right? We can also now play this Squee, which gets, it's now 6 damage to play the Squee, which is crazy. And then, of course, Squee's attacking. Squee makes another red source that's attacking. Plus, we have the 3 Defilers attacking. It's just, we could have cleaned up their field. Could have probably even killed them before we attacked. But yeah, that Defiler's so good right now. Going first and literally praying for a 3rd land. It's a good use of my energy, right? I need to get this land drop in this kid's card game, if you wouldn't mind, me lord. Let's hit the 3. Just get going as fast as we can here. Yes! Big money, no whammies. They're gonna remove the Excavator. Yeah. Bye-bye. We miss you. But we still hit for 2. Now, do we play the 2nd? Or just go for it with the other spells that we happen to have? Ooh. Chandra is not a bad top deck there. Hitting for 3 with this Phoenix chick. That is... well, that's ridiculous. Okay. Number 2, Blade of Ani. Chandra hits for 3. Wow. Play with fire hits for 4. Land to the bottom. Phoenix hits for an additional 3. Oh my god! Ay caramba! Alright, our opponent's gonna go first here. And we're, if we don't get a 2-drop, playing a little bit slower than I'd like to. Seems to be that they're playing slow also. Shandi on 3. Ooh, my least favorite deck in existence. You know, I'm sure I'm not the only one here. Get blasted. Patty's shotgun. Hit for 1. It is what it is. Probably Fable first before Chandra. Oh, it's a straight up anvil deck, dude. Okay. Next turn, I can Fable Hammerhand and immediately make a treasure, which I think is pretty cool. Right? Another Harvester. I don't think that's cool. Uh-oh! That Sanguine Statuette is decent. It becomes a 3/3 whenever they sack a Blood, which is right now. And yeah, big hit. It's a lot of Toledos. Harvester can't block. We go crazy. Their anvil's tapped. They might block a little bit. I don't know. We have the blood token, I guess, to get them going again. Down to 10. You know, this is not great. They're going to hit for 6, probably 7 here. Oh? At the beginning of your upkeep, exile the top card of your library. If you play that card this turn, or you may. At the beginning of your end step, if you didn't play a card from exile this turn, create a tapped Power Stone token. Okay, they're discarding to make the blood, and that statuette is out for 3. We get blasted down to 12. And they make that Power Stone there. Okay. 4, 5. Okay, so let's toss. Well, no. Chandra out. Chandra plus.
Think a fancy dress means I didn't come here to fight. Give a toast? I'd love to.
Might hold on to that land to channel. Another Kiki out, sure. You know, it's never a bad thing. Just continue to pummel, make the treasure. Here's a chump block. Now this means the statuette, as far as I can tell, doesn't have any play left in it. Right? Channeling this land is good for Squee as well. We need a couple more things in grave here. A secondary anvil, yikes. www.yikes.com. Oh, and here's another blood token. Good for you. You've done it. They're popping off. This is what it takes to run this deck effectively. You gotta pop, baby. Now they continue their assault. Go down to 7. And then they're just gonna grind us out with anvils. Yikes, dude. I don't know how we could get lucky here. Okay, synth, but that's a dead card here. Yikes. Maybe we toss both of these, actually. Right, that's good for the grave for Squee. Let's see what we get.
So I'm a little hot-headed. So what?
Interesting. Where have you been? A little late. A little late. Let's get those attacks in, make the treasures, and then we can play this Fable. Interesting. Interesting indeed. We can't afford to pay life, but we can definitely get some damage in here. And we have a lot, like, our field state is thick. They need to seriously grind us out. Down to 6. And then we go down to 4 confirmed. Okay, here comes a 2/2 and 2 1/1s. And a Channel Land. Channel Land is played because it can't be channeled from exile. Here's a Smelter. They can pay 1. Sacrifice an artifact, which they do, to create a 3/1 with haste we can deal with firststrike.com. Land sucks so bad. We're discarding it. That's good for Squee. We have 2 Kikis in play now. This should be lethal, I just don't know how. So we copy the Defiler, right? Then we cast Play with Fire. It does 2, 3, 4. This does 5. This does 6. Oh, but they've got life gain, right? Let's see what we get. That's pretty
Come on,
good.
Chandra. Think of something good.
I don't think I can pay life at all. Let's just force out the blocks. Like, I know they're going to sacrifice it. It's happening regardless. We can make that treasure, right? Here's the second anvil being tapped. I think we probably should have just went for it here. Because now we might die. Right? I think I fucked this up. We could kill both of these. Maybe again I should have done that first. I think we saved the Kiki copy. One damage. 2 damage. 3, 4. Yeah, we definitely fucked this up, I think. That's okay. Artifact or creature. The statuette would be best, but there's no blood tokens. I'd like to copy the Defiler end step. We're down to 2. I think we should have immediately just copied the Defiler with Kiki and then put all our damage right to their face. If they have Play with Fire, I'm gonna freak out. That's pretty good. Sacrifice their own anvil to bring it back. That only only puts them one away. Just sack the other one. Three attackers. Okay. Here's a copy of the Defiler. Land. Oh, we have fun. We have fun. Probably could have done that last turn, but to still squeeze that win out is rewarding. I'm gonna have to go back and actually watch this replay, study it a bit, and see if we could have managed lethal the other play line, right? Because it's like you come to the crossroads, it's like, oh, do I go for it and lose on the backswing, or do I try to play more of a sustainable game, survive and just try to squeeze it out, which we were luckily enough able to do. Loving that Defiler. Okay, our opponent's gonna go first here. That's fine. Top decking a 1-drop. New. That's all right. Whoops. Oops. Sorry. Oops. 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 I didn't mean that in a... I'm sorry, bro. They're like, the red deck is BMing me already? Fuck this guy. I was gonna say hello, good game, but then I accidentally clicked your Gokes. You know me, it can go slow. Grixis is a good deck. I think we've already lost because we've gone so slow here. They went first. You know, it's Corpse Appraiser, it's all this, it's all that. It's gonna be a lot for us to get through. A lot. Good removal too throughout the process. Interesting. Being pretty liberal with that. Opening up their attack lane, I guess. Fill the grave for Squee later. Chandra now. Push up. Excavator as well. For an additional 2. She should be safe. We want to get the Defiler out right away. That is the worst thing I've ever witnessed in my entire life. Just literally cleaned our entire field. Wow. Sick, dude. Invoke Despair, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, go grab another one. Good for you. That's a sick move you got there. I like it. Whenever I start getting upset, it's because the card is so fucking good. Disrespectfully so. Corpse Appraiser, you're close second, so you watch your back. Coming for you next. Invoke Defeat. That's basically the name of it. And they're like, what are you looking for? Honestly. You're like, oh, I didn't catch an Invoke Despair in my... Or there's 2 of them. Which one do I take? That's probably more likely. Right? They're like, which one of these invokes do I take in my hand? Yes. Bro, firststrike.com. They really just want the treasure for this next invoke. Guaranteed right here, Invoke Despair. Without a doubt.com. Oh, doubling down on us. Get slammed. Flat with their... What is happening? First strike is... interesting, I guess. I don't really want to pay 2 life for it, is the thing. I would rather discard it and play it from the grave, I think. Because then it's a draw. We have enough in the grave. Is this removal on one of them? Good for them if it is. I wish I had a burn spell with that first strike. That would have been so freaking cool, dude. Of course, get both of these out of here, dude. Probably draw 2 more land. Alright, we're at 14. Let's hit for 1. Okay, we're all lined up for another Invoke Despair. No block. Sad. Sad, 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 sad. If I keep drawing lands at this rate, I'm gonna cry. Just in case they have a Make Disappear, I'm gonna play that land. We've lost our Phoenix already, hey? I see that now. Okay, let's get some damage through Ale River down to 9, and we've got a pretty good field. They need to deal with Kiki. It's gone. They're to 7. We're gonna meet them down there at 8. No. Okay. I can see the way home. That is the wrong block. They could take it from the grave, so I'm going to play it now. Right? Another Corpse Appraiser takes it from the grave. So we play it now. It's harder to remove from the field. We pray that there isn't a field wipe. Did we just beat Invoke Despair? The impossible becomes realized as possible. Nice, dude. We got a little grind to the deck. Alright, we're gonna go first here. If we can find that third land, you know, we're off to the races. Right? Third land. Another 1-drop off top, another 2-drop. All is well. Control... Oh, Soldier deck, not a control deck. Flying is annoying. That's kind of where I got a lot of my damage from. So no 1-drop, but we do get that, that beloved third land that we wanted. If they attack, I play Squee. Do it. Why not? They're an aggro deck, you know? And if they don't, we play Warfare. Hopefully it's not the Sky Strike. Oh! Their best card. It's a good one. It is a good one. Go Gadget Chandra.
Oh, I've never crashed a wedding like this before. Aw, you're looking a little singed.
2 Phoenixes! Let's Ash catch him. Oh, and they just blocked the baby one. Draw your cards. Now this is what's broken, right? Just tap soldiers, draw cards. Sure. Aye. Siege Veteran is a Gizzo. And goodbye Liliana. Shandi. Red Liliana. She put on that red dress today. Yeah. Same person. I had no idea. Just until recent. Just now I learned. HEG told me.
Ugh, next time, I'll wear more comfortable shoes.
Stop it. Alright. They have the unbeatable hand. Let's blast him. If only we had Chandra mana, Phoenix could have come back into play. This is your only hope against shoulders. Shoulders? Head and shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes, knees and toes. We blast the Valiant Veteran and mess up combat damage. Yeah. 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 Don't you take your draw. Let's go about it. Soldiers are nearly unbeatable. It's crazy. So I feel pretty nice here. Like, we're going to get clean kills on one creature. And then we get the other 2 sneakily, which is nice. And then it leaves them with 6 life, 4 available mana, and a Sky Strike, which probably doesn't want to attack. So what's up? What's up? What's up? We have enough cards in our... Well, we need 1 more, actually. Don't really want to attack unless you've got multiple defenders. Oh! Like that will definitely get the job done. Brutal, dude! Well, that's what's... It's in its name. It's nature. It's very nature, right? Ah, land. I hate land.com. And then it passes tonight. No! Top deck of the century. It literally could have been anything else. Now they feel confident enough to attack. Don't you dare do this to me. Ay caramba. We need to kill that brute.com. Phoenix off the top as well. Interesting. First strike is so annoying. The attack with 3 or more creatures wouldn't trigger, I don't think. Right? We'd have to wait and get another creature. This is brutal.ca. But we cannot wait. We can't go slow. It's literally not an option. So you see how the Phoenix trigger doesn't even come up here, right? Because they need to be declared, and that's kind of happening after. Interesting. aggro typically needs to win the game by turn 4. If you go to turn 5, you know, it's all luck based after that. Maybe you get close and can find some reach, like we're at here, but it's kind of at that point where it's going to crumble and fall apart if we can't really close this out. You know, we're lucky enough that we got a fairly good play from the grave here. It's not enough, and I think we're going to die on the backswing, because it's probably just like a Wandering Emperor. Or 1,000 more creatures. And we continue to draw lands. Right, so... they've got the blockers, and then they swing back for a lethal. On this... they are, again, just hitting for lethal, so that's a good game. Close match, bro. Right? Cheers. Really close, and against literally the best deck in the game right now, and getting really, really close. Just land. We love land. Okay, our opponent's gonna go first. That's fine. I mean, at this point, you know, we're just having so much fun with the deck. I don't care much. It's like my main goal is to curve into the Defiler, and then just, you know, have fun. I'd like to get this Kumano on Squee if possible. Oh my god. Becky, look at her butt. It's just so big. Kumano coming down heavy. And that's going to be a little bit bigger than just a regular squizzle. Big hit though, you know. Probably dealing with straight up counterspell here, which is frustrating. Making me regret my playline a little bit. No, it lands. Is there straight up removal? Bounce it to our hand. Okay. Good play, good play, good play. Ultra annoying, but you do you. Oh! Oh, I'll do me? Okay, turn 4 Shieldred, you go. Whatever, dude. You're a legend, Harry. They don't bite, I'll defend. Yarp. Pretty cool. Last card in hand, but they've got a draw here, right? Which we will definitely mitigate. Do it. Do it. It's a 4/5, why wouldn't you? The longer we hold on to this play with fire, the better it gets. Ouch. Okay, this is very bad. Uh-oh. Ooh! We need some removal. We kind of lost it on that Gix, which I don't like. Can we do it? This is even pretty big here. This will be our third. Yikes. Okay, let's just go for it. Hopefully it's not a Wandering Emperor. That's all I have to say. They're gonna give it indestructible. Sacking the land, that's, you know, it's, we get it, we get it, we get it, we get it. That's fine. It's close. Land out. Oh no. Ah, land again. We're flooding every match. Brutal. So we're actually just dead. They actually just beat us here because we top decked a land instead of literally anything else. If we had enough to kill Shieldred, it would have still come back and killed us. Oh wow, another land. That's just great. We had 3 warfares though. That was pretty cool. Just bad luck on the last little bit here. Ayo River. So, you know, now that we've kind of watched today's matches, you'll see why I'm so upset with the land. I think almost every single one of our losses today could have been avoided with a little less land, you know? Drawing 6 lands is not needed when we can, you know, reduce it through Chandra. We have treasures, and the Defiler can reduce it as well. Like, we need to get to 4 land. 5 land is plenty to do whatever we need. 6 land is just like, oh man, please no more. So, you know, maybe we can run the deck. Maybe all of you can run the deck, right? You've seen today's results. You know, of course, if you're a YouTube member, you have access to the deck lists and stats as they're being played through the Untapped. Right, you gain access to my profile, which is pretty cool. So you can see how the deck has performed, and you can maybe let me know how maybe a 22 land version is working out, right? You could grab another Hammerhand, you could grab another Chandra. These are fantastic builds or cards for the build. Of course, if there were any other cards that you liked and you would have loved to see in this deck, you know, don't hold back. Let me know in the comments below, and maybe they make it into the next version, right? Because we're going to maybe be dropping some lands ourselves and looking to replace those cards. But for me, I'm going to start with an extra Chandra. I'm going to start with an extra Hammerhand. But if any of you have fantastic ideas, I'd love to hear those as well. Thank you for watching. I hope you have a magical day. Consider becoming a YouTube member, right? You're going to gain access to not only the decks, the stats, real time, but also those live Sunday only member streams, which is pretty cool. So we're always doing something unique there together. Cheers. Have a fantastic day. If not, it's fine, you know. Still love you, and we'll see you soon in the next.